Free characters and not just 4 stars. A beautiful nation, gorgeous cast, lots of primo gems and a bajillion new things now awaits us in Natlan. So the Genshin livestream ended and my holy son of Gandalf, what have they done? This is the biggest update Genshin had in a long time. There are tons of new things, revolutionary changes and much more. And so you know it's gonna take some time with this many things to talk about. So without further ado, let's start. Natlan being a new nation brings a lot of new and unique stuff with it, much like any other nation in Teyvat. From what they said, it seems every Natlan character will have some kind of special ability in their kit that will act in any form of exploration aid, with some resemblance to the Pokemon characters we've seen in earlier Natlan teasers. Sounds interesting, but a little redundant at the same time. Anyway, for the banners in 5.0 is another W for the leakers. The first phase will have the new character mualani and Kazuha, and the second phase will have the other new character Kinich and Raiden Shogun. Mualani would be a Hydro Catalyst user who could have been the motivation for that heinous crime they committed against Nuvilet. Her skill allows her to summon a shark boat that can be used to surf on ground, on water, and certain special pathways that'll be unique to Natlan. She also deals damage with her shark and is seemingly a DPS character. So more on her we'll know once we try her. Along with her, we'll also get a new 4-star featured on the first phase of the banners, as well as for free to every player based on, I assume, some AR or Spiral Abyss requirement as usual, called Kachina. Kachina is a Geopole Arm user that, like Mualani, has a skill that functions as exploration aid by allowing her to fast travel across land as well as walls. She can use the skill to attack by jumping up and down, as well as deploy it separately to do its thing on its own in combat. The other new character, 3 years ago we got Keqing, 1 year ago we got Dendro Keqing, 5 months ago we got Smug Keqing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Keqing Pro Max Ultra. Following on the newly established trend, the next member of the new cast, Kinich, also has a skill ability reminiscent of another Genshin Pokemon that has the ability to go, where have I seen this before? Oh, payback time, eh, Hoyoverse? Other than that, I love the retro gaming pixelated vibe we got going on him, thanks to his self-proclaimed something friend, or as I like to call him, pixelated Paimon. Also, all 3 of these characters will have that regional specialty passive. Really? All 3 of them? Overkill? Overkill. He looks really cool though. Still, I don't know if I'd pull for him. It'll depend upon how I feel about him once I get to try him out. Next up, the events. There are 5 of them. That's it. Oh hey, the trash is back. Next up, the features. Oh my god. Never had I ever had to make a list this long for one of these videos. Well, let's get through them quickly, shall we? Let's start with Pokesaurs. No, they're actually called saurians. These things are creatures that coexist with humans in Natlan. There are different species that are found in the regions of each of the 6 tribes of Natlan, of which this patch we're getting 3. As with the characters, each of the saurians have special traits based on their tribal connections. Steplysaurs being good at exploring the ground, Poholasaurs the water, and Yumkasaurs the skies. For the time being, they each possess these abilities to assist exploration, and much like the Fontainers in Fontaine, can be used when you spot them in open world. It's something called indwelling. We basically just become them and can use their abilities for our advantage. I mean, personally, the underwater exploration of Fontaine was much more exciting to me than this new thing they did with Natlan, but it might change with the later updates when we get the other saurians. I'm personally excited about the flying one. The next big thing is the Phlogiston. I hope to god I'm pronouncing this right. What's this? Bond of Life, but different. So lore-wise, there's this thing about the inextinguishable fire of Natlan, which really is both a literal fire that allows them to never give up in the face of adversity. Battle. You know what? We're not that kind of channel. Putting lore aside, Phlogiston is another new mechanic that'll be unique to Natlan characters, sort of like the Arca alignment of Fontaine. Now what it does is, when activated through what's called Phlogiston engraving, it sends the characters into something called Night Soul's Blessing. In this state, they have this stylized sort of glow around them, and I don't know what else it does. I guess we'll find out once we get to play the game, but it must be some kind of buff. Okay, what's next? What They've really gobbled hard on the more is better approach. We have more rewards on the enemy drops now, more primo gems from the statues, the shrines, and the tree/fontaine thing of Natlan, more primo gems everywhere, even more world levels. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, somehow we're getting a world level 9 after 4 whole years. Understand why I said this is bigger than anything they've done in a while? They didn't mention which AR would be able to level up to this new status, though the max AR is still 60, so no need to get worried on that front. Switching to world level 9 won't be be mandatory, but something you can do as long as you can clear the Ascension quest. Of course, the higher world level means better drops from enemies, bosses, and even weekly bosses. Wait, sorry, they never said anything about the weekly bosses, so I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. But as you heard, they've increased the drop rates on enemies, and higher world level means even more drops. Your farming is gonna go real smooth now. Other than that, of course, the extra Primo Gems is really appreciated. And of course, we gotta look forward to the new glider, which they never showed us. Well, to get that new glider, we've got to get reputations, and there have been some changes to that too. Now, there's some specific wall questy task available in reputation menu called Tribal Chronicles. Just some extra source to get their reputation up faster. But that's not all. The more Primo Gems track doesn't end there. For every character with these Chronicle quest or Story quest, the trial character rewards will also see some benefits. You'll receive a total of 60 Primo Gems for the trials of these characters, plus enough essential materials to get to Ascension Phase 3. We're also getting 500 extra Primo Gems for just completing the Archon quest within a certain frame of time. Like 90% of us will not be done by it on day 1. The Withering Waves effect now seems to be hitting hard. But yeah, these nice benefits won't wait forever, so for anyone who's just downloaded the game weeks ago, most of these rewards are gonna be a lucid dream. No, they're not. In 5.0, we're getting an extremely controversial feature and a declaration of war against story enthusiasts. Story bypass option. Now, new players who have completed Liyue Archon quest and are adventure rank 28 or above can use this feature to bypass the entire Inazuma, Sumeru, and Fontaine. Skip straight to Natlan and enjoy all these juicy rewards. Also, to save you from considering Mondstadt and Liyue as viable farming sources, now you can increase your stamina by leveling up any statue of any nation. You know, so you can focus on Natlan instead of having to finish those two first. But I have something to say, Hoyoverse. You see this and this? You see my point? They also baited our long lost fellow travelers back with the new Stellar Reunion, where players will now receive 10 intertwined fates. Wait, is this really new? Okay, but that was for new players and unfaithful retards. What about us slaves? Devotees who've last seen grass growing on our own bodies? Well, they brought a new feature that makes destroying artifacts less wasteful. Okay guys, I'm at a loss here, so entertain me for a bit, but who in their sane selves destroys artifacts for Mora? Who does that? Anyway, if you happen to be that one guy whose pain Hoyoverse has finally noticed, now instead of Mora, you'll get artifact XP materials. Now tell me this. You do realize you could do this before, right? Just use those artifacts for leveling up other artifacts. You can even enable auto add 5-star artifacts in the settings. So why would you ever destroy artifacts for Mora? This rebranding of a feature aside, the other one is really big. You know that one guy who'd have these monstrous builds but would still cry about missing that one perfect piece? Now you can tell him to shut the fuck up, because that problem has been solved to an extent. With the advent of a gadget that I can say with confidence is the true second coming of grace, in version 5.0 we're getting a new gadget called Artifact Transmuter through the adventure book that can, as implied by the name, transmute artifacts. With this gadget, you can create custom artifact pieces from any set in the game with a custom main stat and 2 substats. I can feel it. I can feel that this was the moment when the world moved in the right direction. So this gadget runs on a certain fuel called Sanctifying Elixir. Now this thing has the word elixir in its name, so it should be pretty obvious, but for context, this thing is about as rare as Astatine, Adamantium, the Infinity Stones, and my successful 50/50s. This Sanctifying Elixir can be obtained in 2 ways. Either sacrifice a number of leveled up artifacts, they specifically mention leveled up to create these things, on which too there's a limit on quantity for a given time, or just you can get these from the battle pass. Regardless, this is a godsend feature and I can't wait to break the shit circlet curse on my Nahida. Speaking of battle pass, now the free-to-play version will let you pick 3 rewards out of 4 that you'd like to receive, while for the pay-to-play version, you guys can choose which talent materials to redeem at certain points, so nice. They also added new animation to the wish screen, which they tried to sell as a better probability mechanism by the name of capturing radiance, which it totally isn't. But basically, there's this intertwined fate that appears when you have a successful 50/50, so now you won't get to wait until the very last moment to realize if you're celebrating or suffocating. The weapon banner has also been improved, as now instead of 2 fate points, it's been reduced to 1. So yeah, it's still a scam, just less torturous. Some other new things include 2 new bosses, 5 new craftable weapons, and 2 new artifact sets. They didn't reveal much about them, but we got to see the bonuses on one of them at least while they were showcasing the artifact transmuter, and this looks pretty good. Despite the fact that we have 3 characters with specialty paths passive, we're getting another integration of an interactive map feature where we can now locate certain specialties within our map and even see how many are left to be salvaged. For a guy with a broken ass memory like me, this is pretty good actually. Also, the character trials this time will have a more outdoor environment, so you can test their exploration potential, because that's a big thing this time. And of course, the final, everyone's favorite, Hatred, the Imaginarium Theater. The free-to-play Kryptonite is back with double the poison this time. On brand now, along with telling you what elements to use and what characters to use, now they'll even tell you exactly what team comps to use. So this decision is made to make the Riemann hypothesis of a buff system they've designed to not fry your average human brain anymore. You don't understand what this thing does? Don't worry, just do what we tell you to do and you'll be fine. Great going, viewers. Now just add that autoplay button from Star Rail as well, so I can completely shut off my brain while doing this. And this isn't all. Did you have difficulty conjuring up 18 well-built characters of the element of their choice? Well, now get 22. This patch, we're getting a new difficulty mode called Visionary Mode, which requires you to bring 22 well-built characters. So yeah, we're never doing this shit. And that was everything for Natlan. Wait, there's still more. With Natlan, Genshin Impact has now reached the 5th nation in the lineup, and as such, it has officially completed a 4-year run. We have yet another disappointing anniversary. But wait. So yeah, we're getting the same 10 intertwined fates and 1600 Primo Gems in mail, along with some other junk like a pet gadget and a toy probably stolen from Kree, and some of the god stuff, the sanctifying elixir. But what is that? After years and years of begging, threatening, and occasionally bullying, Google, whoever says finally listened. I'm actually more shocked how did even the people who literally breed leaks manage to miss this? If they can keep a secret when they want to keep a secret, eh? So yeah, after 4 years, we're finally getting a free 5-star character from Genshin Impact of our choice. We can pick a 5-star of our liking, but character only, no weapon, from the standard banner for free. And they said it's gonna be a regular thing from now on for every anniversary. After all this time, I can finally invite Master Jean home. So for this long overdue, much awaited and needed gift, thank you, Wuthering Waves. I don't know about you, but I'm hyped. But what's this? The Abyss is invading? A Harbinger is worried about a nation? What did she just say? It's like hoyovers really like the Fontaine formula. Almost a little too much, that the first trailer at least is given the exact same vibe as the Fontaine quest, except for a lot more of holy fucking shit. Is that a tacit Discord? So yeah, seems like we'll be doing some deep diving into the Abyss, or something related to it at least. But the best moment of the whole trailer.
Your plan has reached an impasse, and now it falls to me to create new rules for Natlan.
People like us? Let our flames do the talking!
Hot damn. This fight, if we get a good bit of it, is really going to be epic. Thanks a lot for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. If there's one thing clear after discussing all that, is that 5.0 is big and I can't wait to explore it. So hit that subscribe button and join me for my next stream right here on YouTube. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.